Yeah,
1,
can
2,
you say
3, 4,
about
5,
it?
6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
I was counting down, not counting up.
Well... Do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do.
Okay. Just want to make sure we're... hey!
Yeah, hey?
Where's the faces? Thank you.
They're there.
The faces! Wait.
They're so there, Brandon. You need to believe in yourself.
John.
Because if you don't have a face, then I'm concerned.
Yeah, sure, I go walking out there without a face. Sparkly vampire.
Big old mystery man. No face.
About time. Well, hey, look, I think I would have started streaming earlier, and I was just waiting for this dude down here to show up.
Dang it. Dang it. Dang it. Bear with me. I can open my drink.
Trust me, even sometimes for me, it's hard to open cans.
I normally have no issue. It's just that I guess the can's a little moist. I had it in the fridge, so it's a little tricky.
Yeah, that too. Oh boy.
But I have no comment, so joke's on you.
I know your comment. You don't hide it from me.
Oh.
As we just stare at Dawko looking down at the coming up
something
section.
with a big old grin.
Just so you know, I already watched this when it premiered, but I can't wait to see your reaction. No spoilers, okay? Because me and John haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, no. The only spoilers I've seen is everything Nico told me.
Nico. So why does your mic sound different? Unless it's just my headphone.
I don't know. I literally did nothing with my mic, so it's still there.
Now you did something.
I flicked it with my fingers.
You haven't seen it? Well, you get to do a first reaction with us.
Unless Nico spoiled it for you too. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Nico just goes around telling everybody.
Also, yes, guys, we're doing our first ever live reaction video. Live stream reaction.
Yes.
Why's my num lock on? No.
Mine's... I don't know about anyone else, but I always have mine on. I don't know why. I just force a habit.
Okay, so making sure everything... Hold on, let me... yeah, we can see your faces. Okay. Well, we'll probably just go and get to this, though. What's up, y'all? Brand Panda Gamers here. This isn't a gaming video, though. We're back to another reaction video. Live stream.
Brandon Padney reacts.
Brandon Padney reacts. Yeah, sure.
I kind of feel like that works, actually.
Never-ending reaction. I mean, sure. That's only if I have another account to make another channel. But yeah.
Alright. Time to put a community post out there.
Sure. But yeah, anyway, so this is our first ever live stream, our live, basically, reaction video. So that way I'm doing it with you guys and also here with John. I was going to try and have some other people, but when I try to ask the others, they're saying, oh, I've already seen it. Sorry. It's like, boy.
What the
I get this is the week of, I get this is the best week. I get this is like one of the weeks of FNaF right now, but come on, man.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding, guys. But yeah, but it's literally just me and John again, so that's why it's just us two again in the third reaction video. Hopefully next reaction video I'll probably have someone else actually. But until then, or just Brandon
do something that's not as big as something like this that not everyone has seen like right off the bat.
Yeah. Is there any other reaction video I plan to do? At the moment, not really, but again, you guys can always suggest in the comments or in the chat. If you guys didn't participate, if you're watching this as a VOD and you haven't participated in the stream chat, it's okay. There'll be next time. But anyways, we're interview with Cawthon 2.0. And this is almost an hour long, and that's actually the reason why I'm also streaming this, because this thing is almost an hour long.
So yeah, if it were a video, that'd be like very interesting.
Yeah, and plus, I'm sure half of this stream, maybe this video, and half of the stream is gonna be us talking about what they're saying, sharing our thoughts. So yeah. Anyways, I'm getting ready. 3, 2, 1, and if I press the wrong button, nope.
Scott, tell me what's in the box.
I think as the 10-year anniversary is upon us, I will give this as my gift to the fan base on this 10th anniversary. What's in the box is...
God dang it! I knew it was gonna happen, but come on, man.
Scott loves doing that, okay? You gotta...
Yeah.
Scott just loves to do that.
Mabel.
Aww.
Hey, Mabel.
Mabel.
Yeah, she's the best. What's going on?
Honestly, it's a good... Honestly, I'm glad she's okay. I don't know if you guys know, but recently
yeah, I heard
Dawko
about
had like
that.
a...
Oh my God.
There was a bit of an incident with Mabel, but she's doing good now. She's in good condition, basically, so...
yeah.
Good, Mabel.
Guys, Dawko back again. Hope you're fantastic today, and it's the 10-year anniversary of Five Nights at Freddy's. It is August the 5th, which means if you've been looking at the list, what the official Twitter has been saying.
So yeah, let me just go ahead and go through this. There's like how many streams I plan to do right here. Freaking, there's an interview already, and then what's supposed to happen next was a question mark collab announcement, which as I'm assuming is to be Dead by Daylight.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of been revealed. And then we have tomorrow, which is... Wait. Okay, never mind. Hold on. Well, not necessarily tomorrow, but like in a couple of days, there's going to be 5 Laps at Freddy, which is basically a Mario Kart-like, but with FNaF characters and their own design. And that's what I'm also looking forward to, and also what I may stream. I don't know if it's going to be multiplayer for a demo, but... I mean, I don't expect it to be, because it's a demo, so... But it's okay. I'm just looking forward to it.
It's the interview with Scott Cawthon, everybody.
Hey everybody, how's it going? Dawko, good to see you again.
Yeah, it's 6 years since the last interview, right? Which is
6
crazy.
years, really?
It's been that long.
It's been that didn't felt that long ago since the last interview. Okay.
I mean, time has been really passing lately. Like super fast. It's not even funny.
I know.
A lot of
Time's going
things
way
have been
too
happening
fast.
since then, so let's go back a little bit. So the interview was August 2018. So after that, we got Help Wanted, Special Delivery, Security Breach, Help Wanted 2, Ruin DLC. So there's a lot going on. And of course, the future games as well. Yesterday, Steelwall has announced
Like Into the Pit.
something. I don't know what it is yet because we're recording this, a couple of months before. But guys, whatever it was, I hope you're very excited for it. Future Dawko, Into the Pit as well. Stuff to look for. There's so much stuff to look forward to, and it's really cool that you've done like a week of exciting things for the 10-year anniversary. We've never seen something like this before. 10 years of Five Nights at Freddy's, which is it's pretty crazy, right?
Man, I can't believe it's been so long since our last interview. That really seems like just it doesn't. How long did you say ago it was? 6 years ago? That's hard to believe. That's impossible to
that
believe.
makes 2 of us.
I know, right? I've actually got a song for you that I'm going to play for you to celebrate the 10-year anniversary.
Okay, no, this is getting things off to a kind of an awkward start, but I'll let you go on ahead.
Okay.
You're going to be performing. Wait, you're going to be performing this yourself, or is something recorded?
I've got the harmonica right
Oh
here.
my god, a
harmonica.
Oh
I've
boy.
been practicing this song for over 32 years. Okay.
Right.
So, are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
Nice.
You started this.
Right.
You started this.
Ready?
Go.
I'm really
Go
good.
on.
I'm really good.
10 out of 10 song right
I
there.
can actually hear that. I don't know if your thing was cutting the audio out.
Well, I
Darn
actually
it.
played a spell.
A spell.
Oh.
The spell is from 1864 by a wizard named Dewey Muscrewy.
Okay.
That
What?
spell
What?
has now hypnotised you to tell me all the lore of Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh,
Jeez,
no.
I thought we talked about this in advance. Listen, this is a bad idea to start talking about lore. All right, well, here, you'll have to give me specific questions, and I'll see what I can answer for you.
Specific
joking.
But
questions.
I make no promises.
Scott,
It's time for the complicated lore.
tell me what's in the box.
Oh no, not again. They're gonna
Wow,
put a
just
cliffhanger,
direct.
aren't they? So
Yeah.
Just out and direct.
We're just
like
going
that.
for it.
Yeah.
Well, look, okay. It's the 10-year anniversary, okay? And even though I like to be elusive, I like to kind of tease the fan base, I like to... and I do like there to be an air of mystery about
you like
things.
it way too much, Scott.
Sometimes I do let things go on for too long. And I understand that sometimes things become not fun anymore and things can become frustrating for theorists. So, okay. I think as the 10-year anniversary is upon us, I will give this as my gift to the fan base on this 10th anniversary.
Exit out.
What's in the box is
Mm-hmm.
This is just the summer event. Hold on.
Ad.
Hold on.
It's an ad.
Hold on. I cannot show an ad. It's the Summer Tales event, guy.
It's an ad, apparently.
Oh,
Okay.
God. Oh, boy. Oh, what good timing.
That was just so misleading.
Oh, my God. Hold on.
Are you kidding me? That really just happened.
Okay. There we go. Okay, is.
This is gonna happen in video reactions and streams.
Yeah. Okay, let's just continue.
Oh, well then.
I knew it. I knew it.
Yeah, I knew it.
They're
It
gonna
was
still
like
leave us in a
too easy.
Oh
cliffhanger.
my god.
and that's about it. And that's it, man.
Heck.
We'll get back to
So
this.
like we've been speaking about, 10 years of Five Nights at Freddy's, which is a crazy amount of time. I can't believe we're still here. It's been such a journey. So I just wanted to ask you, do you have a highlight moment for the whole 10
It's so
years
hard
of
to believe
Five
it's been
Nights
10
at Freddy's
years.
since 2014?
I know.
I think there have definitely been a lot of satisfying moments. Like obviously, if whenever one of the new games would come out and it would be positively received, that was obviously a huge relief. You know, there's never been any goal other than just giving everybody what they were really hyped up about. Because you know, when you see everybody getting hyped up and getting excited, if suddenly something comes out that just is a big letdown, there's no greater fear, I think, for a game developer. So that was always satisfying and a relief. But I think the biggest highlight was probably just going to the movie theater to watch the movie when it finally came out, because
The
you know,
movie.
behind the scenes of
Yeah.
all of the games throughout the years and behind the scenes of all the books being written and everything else, there was always the movie. The movie was just a slow burn project, even just starting as late as 2014. So that has
True.
been in the background being, you know, progressing for almost the entirety of that. No, not almost the entirety of that first 9 years. So to be able to actually go sit in the theater and hear the reaction from everybody and hear the fans really enjoy it, that was definitely that was definitely a moment of just real happiness for me, I think.
Literally 9 years, you know, having ups and downs, you know, getting the script right as well. I know you've said on post before you've had so many scripts made for the movie. The plushies in Manhattan or something, that was one of the scripts. So
Yeah, it was.
I can imagine how, you know, difficult it's been, like trying to get it all done. You know, I can just imagine. Well, I can't imagine it because I'm not you, but you know, when me, Raz, and Ryan and Baz went to a premiere for it and sat down at the cinemas, and we all looked at each other at the end, and we had to we couldn't believe it, and we didn't even make the games. We've been there since you know, basically day one. But we all said, like, imagine how Scott's feeling right now, you know, just sitting down and seeing it actually, you know, on the big screen. It must be a crazy feeling.
Yeah, and now that I've been through the process...
Well, for me, I didn't watch it on the big screen. I was just watching it with others.
No, I saw it in the theater, though. I had a lot of people going, like, around me, sitting around me, really pointing things out, like, oh, that's Foxy. It's like, But, like, I still really enjoyed the movie. And also, you gotta appreciate all the Easter eggs throughout the movie.
I know. Cameos and Easter eggs and all that stuff.
Yeah, I loved it.
I tell you, it's a miracle that any movie gets made, just being through that process. Just how many wheels have to be turning at the same time. And how many things, and even though this process took a long time for me, you know, Hollywood works at just blazing speed where there's 100 things happening at the same time, and it's a miracle if these things get coordinated. And sometimes things don't work out, but sometimes they do. On the day that I was driving to New Orleans, and the shooting was supposed to start the next day, on that drive, I was on the phone. It was like a 5-hour drive from where I was. I was on the phone the entire time trying to finish contracts and finish negotiating points because there were still open items with there were still things.
Wait, also, Brendan, John, what do you think of Scott's model? It's something. I don't know what honestly, the word to say is, but it's like something.
Yeah, it's definitely, like, I honestly wasn't sure what to expect, but honestly, I think it's rather clean.
Yeah.
Like, at least you can also especially tell, like, who it is, and that's, like,
Universal,
the most important thing.
The Actors Guild, the Writing Guild, there were just Louisiana, there were all of these things, and any one of them not being settled properly would mean we couldn't start filming. And all of those conversations were happening at the same time, and all of them depended on one.
Oh my god, enough with the damn ads!
Heck! Leave us alone, ads. We're trying to get through an important interview.
I know.
Excuse me.
Again, just play your damn thing and get out of here. Okay. You cannot continue on. Okay, bring our faces back to
Not while there's an ad.
Get YouTube Premium, I don't have money. Period. There.
And so that was a very stressful drive.
Besides, my parents probably wouldn't let me anyways.
But that's just the way that Hollywood works. There's a million things happening at once. It was definitely a whirlwind, but to see all of those pieces come into place, it was pretty remarkable. And yeah.
Why not just download the video? That also requires premium.
Yeah, like you were saying.
Is that actually? I've never actually downloaded any videos from YouTube, but it's like I've never.
2015. You know, there were a couple of deals that weren't.
You can download YouTube videos
for that.
Yeah, no, you can download YouTube videos. Like, you know, YouTube does have that feature. You just have to you just need premium in order to download.
And it didn't pan out. But then, whenever I was with Warner Brothers briefly, that was a good deal, and I was very, very grateful to have that.
You meant by MP4? Yeah, that would take too long, and plus we're already started the stream, and we already got it here on screen, so kind of a waste of time to me.
But even that, whenever the stars seemed to have aligned, things just didn't work out there either. And so I was really fortunate to meet up with Jason Blum and get to have that deal with Blumhouse. You know, they had a lot of faith in the project, and they were following my lead on a lot of things, you know, sometimes to a fault, because lots of times I would throw things out and want to start over. But, you know, they were with me the whole journey. They were with me, and they believed in the vision, and everybody just had the fans at heart. That's all anybody wanted to do. Everybody was just making sure that every part of the movie would be something that the fan base would look at and recognize or relate to or connect with. And I think in the end, we were able to
subscribe. Hold on.
You got a new sub?
Okay, thank you, Sebastian. Con123. Anyways.
able to accomplish that. And I'm just really happy with that. And I think we landed with just the perfect cast, which, again, that almost didn't happen either. There were a couple of instances where someone else was about to get a part, and then something would happen that would make that not work out, and then someone better would step in. And I've said this to, my contacts at Blumhouse numerous times just over this last 6 months, even since the movie came out, thinking, aren't we glad that we got like Josh Hutcherson for this role? Like, isn't it great we had Elizabeth Lale for this role? Isn't it awesome we had Matthew Lillard for this role? isn't it great we ended up with Piper Rubio for this role? Like every single person that we ended up with was just absolutely perfect.
That I can agree with. All these actors in the FNaF movie did a really good job on the role.
Yeah, I agree.
So good luck to you, people.
In those slots, and everybody was just a delight to work with. Once again, since I'm new to kind of the film industry, I got to talk to people about their other experiences on other projects, and it can be really scary because usually, from what I understand, every production has one member of the cast or one person on staff or just one person that causes problems or something like that. We didn't have anything like that. Nothing like that. Everybody was just phenomenal. They were just a joy to work with, and getting to go to filming was...
What?
Oh, there you go. Sorry, my internet cut out for a second there. I had to reset my camera.
Oh.
It was really fun. So it was a really fun experience, and in the end, I'm just happy that the fans were happy with it. Now, that's not to say the film didn't have... it's places where it could have been improved, and we're all, me and Emma and Jason Blum, we're definitely chat about that and looking to make sure the second movie is a step up and an improvement. So lots of good things to look forward to, I think.
Yeah, it's exciting. And yeah, you're right about the fan reaction. The fans absolutely loved it. Like,
the movie's not perfect, but it's definitely top tier. Yeah, it's definitely not perfect. The horror didn't really play a good factor. And a lot of people who were not familiar with the FNaF franchise were confused after first seeing the movie. Like, for example, why were they building a fort? Or why did William Afton say, "I always come back"?
Yeah. I mean, it definitely felt more like a thriller than a horror film, but hopefully they'll...
Mm-hmm. I mean, obviously us fans...
a few more jump scares than the second one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and us fans obviously knew what that meant. It's just that for people outside of it, didn't know what it meant, and there was less confusion. So I do think, Blumhouse and all the other people probably should have thought that through, but oh well.
It definitely was huge on the opening weekend that I remember.
Mm-hmm.
We all can't wait
because
for the next
I think
movie.
this is like one of those
it's so
very
exciting,
anticipated horror
and I'm
movies.
so glad it's actually happening as well. So yeah, exciting times. So yeah, you said that you've got a highlight of the 10 years of FNaF.
They said that they're gonna focus more on the horror aspect for the second movie. That's good to know.
If you could go back and change one thing in those 10 years, do you have anything that you would change? You can't say the box.
No, the one thing I would change, I wish I could go back and have one more shot at FNaF World. I really, really do.
Oh.
I know it still would
So
probably
that's where that
definitely
came
be the
from.
oddball in the series, no doubt. And maybe it would still have been a poor decision in general, but there were just a lot of bad decisions made at the beginning of that project that doomed it from the start.
Are you kidding me? I thought FNaF World did really good. I mean, at first it was 8-bit, it didn't look much, but after you released it to its full potential, that... You kidding me, Scott? I feel like you did it to success. My only complaint about FNaF World was Update 2, how you earn the characters, but that's literally only it. Everything else in FNaF World was still...
I really enjoyed FNaF World.
Yeah, no.
I do kind of hope that they bring a second one back.
Yeah, and plus, you're talking to someone here who's a big RPG nerd. I basically grew up with RPG games, all those turn-to-turn battle systems, the leveling up, and even the models look cute. In FNaF World, I mean. So, you kidding me? FNaF World has got to be a success, in my opinion.
I was making it with mobile in mind, so it was a really slow...
Okay, mobile, that's a different story.
I don't think it ever came out on mobile. I think it was only ever on
At
PC.
one point it did, but they eventually got...
Did it?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't even know that.
Resolution. I was thinking about it as a game on the phones. I tried to make the whole...
Which would have been cool back in the day because I didn't have a PC when he was making FNaF World and when it was coming out. And I was like, maybe if I'd be able to play this on my phone, and yeah.
Yeah, when it came out originally on Steam on day one, I actually never got it while I was on Steam because I guess I wasn't into FNAF as much when it first came out, so I never got it while I was on Steam. But then by the time I wanted to check it out, it was already taken off by that time. It's like, oh, what do I do? And it's like, oh, it's on Game Jolt. So
game on one frame in Click Team Fusion. That just means I wasn't allowing it to be as big as it could have been. I was trying to cram it all together for my own convenience. There were just several decisions that were made that really hindered that. And also I was in a rush because I was getting a little arrogant, thinking that, hey, anything I make is going to be gold, you know, and I definitely ate some humble pie with that really, really quick. And I learned that is not the case. And so I've tried to be very careful to not make that mistake again after that. But yeah, you know, if I could go back and change one thing, I wish I could maybe work with a different developer and just really make it a high resolution game.
Actually, no, I forgot to mention that another part of the reason why I also like RPG games, because some of their OST, like, you know, their battle theme and boss battle theme, and FNaF World definitely did not disappoint on those things as well, for me. Yeah. That's why I also that's what got me to become a huge RPG nerd.
Getting some really good graphics, maybe get someone else to, you know, help me with those graphics, and it could have been a good game. Who knows? Maybe somewhere down the line, if I get really antsy about it and have a lot of free time on my hands, maybe FNaF 2 or FNaF World 2 might be a thing.
Yeah,
Ooh.
I was about to say that. You know, you could still get a different company to do.
That's the only thing I heard from Nico
company.
is that he was hoping for like FNaF World 2, and it's like, oh, that's where that came from.
I know, like, I don't, like, you know, as long as they could do well with it, like, you know, at least make some comparison to FNaF World and make it FNaF World 2. Like, I don't care if it's from Mega Cat, Click Team, or Steel Wool. Could be from anyone. As long as it's well polished and all that.
If it's not over yet. I think I've said this to you before. I love FNaF World. I think it is so underrated, and I always say
I heavily agree.
FNaF World is underrated. I love it so much. There's just a charm to it. I really do, and I know you don't like it.
Sure, it doesn't follow the horror
absolutely
aspect of
love it,
like FNaF in general, but like it's a change in the formula that's like.
Yeah, but in my opinion,
like,
does everything always have
go.
to stay horror? Like, you know,
No.
I just feel like sometimes when they get to franchises, they don't always have to be the main thing all the time. Like, you know, for one, like, you know, at least for once, could you at least get into a different aspect? And in other words, it's FNaF World.
Change up the formula.
That's just my opinion about pretty much almost any franchise.
I really do. I love everything about it.
If I had allowed myself to work on it for one more year, just like really double its development cycle and let it be a high res game, I bet it would have really been something. But like I said, who knows?
Which does make me curious what exactly does Scott mean by that. Like, how do they plan to improve FNaF World if you were to make a second one? Who knows? If he does come to it, then we'll have to see.
Maybe
I was just wondering about that. Like, would he change the graphics or something? Or I'm curious now.
I personally think the graphics are already good by itself, so.
Yeah, the graphics are fine, but like that's like when somebody's saying like improves the game, like the first thing that comes to my mind is like, what would be different? Maybe how the game looks. But like obviously if there's gonna be like a sequel, then there's gonna have like a different story and maybe different characters. Who knows?
Mm-hmm. Also, yes, I'm well aware about Dead by Daylight and FNAF collab. Cool. I don't play a lot of Dead by Daylight. At least I used to, but not anymore. It's just boring to me. But yeah.
Move on to Steel Wool.
Oh boy,
the
Steel
amazing
Wool.
Steel Wool Studios. That was the next game after Ultimate Custom Night. Help Wanted. One of my favourite games in VR. I absolutely loved it. What has it been like working with Steel Wool? Were you nervous about it? Because I know it's a big thing to, you know, give a company your baby basically and let them you know, do what you've been doing for the past
Definitely an interesting way to board it.
How was it for the first time letting someone else work on FNaF?
I was really nervous about it. I was really nervous. You know, I went several years still doing it by myself, even after I had the financial ability to pay other people. Again, I wasn't in that mentality of being able to do that. So even though I could have done that, I was still doing things just all by myself, all the way through Pizzeria Simulator.
Yeah.
But by then it was I knew that it was getting too much for me. I knew that I had to find another partner for it, and I was scared of that because, you know, there are stories all over the internet available about just games that went completely wrong because of games being mismanaged in the hands of, you know, development companies.
True.
And I'm sure that all of their pitches on the surface would have sounded the same, but I really got lucky. For that reason, I really feel like I got lucky, because whereas I probably could have accidentally ended up with a company that did botch something. I didn't. I think I really honestly believe that I landed with the best, just one of the best development companies. They've been just a pleasure to work with, and they've done a really great job. You know, this last one they did, Ruin, I thought it was just so much fun. And I think that might be one of the I think that might be my favorite thing that they've made was Ruin, and the things they had planned.
Ruin would definitely Security Breach's redemption.
Yeah, I was gonna say I really enjoyed Security Breach, but then like Ruin was like another big step up.
Yeah,
which I'm not going to talk about right here, but the things that they have planned are really exciting too. So yeah, I've been really happy. It's been a really good experience.
Again, Into the Pit.
On Help Wanted. Well,
I've yet to see.
I'm happy with
what that will hold. As like what they have planned, like Into the Pit, which we have yet to see more of what that will hold. Because I'm actually really curious.
Yeah, well, Mecha Cat Studio is the one developing Into the Pit, but yeah. You know, Steel Will is not really part of the Into the Pit one. So yeah.
With how Help Wanted came out, because at the time, and I don't have this anymore. I don't have a 3D. I don't have a VR setup anymore. But whenever the first Help Wanted came out, I did have a VR setup, so I was able to beta test, and of course, I was leading the charge.
Well, of course, you gotta give Scott the beta test. The franchise doesn't technically belong to him.
Yeah.
To beta test my own games, I got into the Funtime Auditorium and I noped out of it. I took the headset off and I immediately got on the phone with Steel One and said, "I'm not doing it. I'm not going to test it. You test it. You'll find someone else to test it." I didn't even get to I was just in there in the darkness, and I knew I wasn't going to do it. And I never played it again. And I never played Help Wanted, and I never played Help Wanted 2 either. And I'm not going to.
Oh, really?
Wow. See, that just does much.
Okay.
You can tell Scott was also horrified by it. You know, you can tell he was also being horrified by getting a VR FNAF experience from his own game. It's just the difference in VR is that, holy crap, that is so terrifying. Nope, I'm out.
No, this is why, like, FNAF for real would be scary. To be in like a situation like Funtime Auditorium.
That's why in my opinion, I feel like Help Wanted should be getting a little bit more love. It's also being a bit underrated because, like, you know, the horror experience in VR or like getting the FNAF horror experience in VR. I gotta tell you, the first time I recorded my part, I don't think it was noticeable on my face cam, but I was sweating bullets and my headset was starting to get a bit foggy, and I couldn't really see that well because of that.
Yeah, I know it's a bunch of mini games, but honestly, I still thought it was a great game. I really enjoyed Help Wanted 1 and 2.
Yeah. Wow.
You need to understand it though, right? Because in the past, like when I've obviously done videos on Help Wanted 1 and 2, I get a comment saying like, it's not that scary. You're overreacted. It's not that bad.
Oh no. No. That is not an acceptable thing. I'm just telling you guys right now. Even though you're watching us play in VR, that may mean nothing to you, but when you actually try the VR experience, it's actually 10 times more than almost anything. Like, is it 10 times more horrifying? Is it 10 times more experience? Is it 10 times more fun? Trust me.
It's like
when you're watching someone play VR game, that's like, it doesn't really feel all that different, obviously. But when you feel the VR experience, you're gonna be like, okay, I regret my decision.
Oh. Oh no.
Yeah.
But you don't know until you've literally put on the headset, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
It's completely different. You know, just watching.
It's completely different. Yeah, exactly.
Compared to having the actual headset on, it's terrifying.
Yeah, completely different experience.
My other question: Glitch Trap is one of my favourite characters in FNAF. Now, I absolutely love Glitch Trap. What are your thoughts on Glitch Trap as a whole? With the development of Help Wanted.
I love the character, and I know that this is kind of one of the places where I know that there's a little bit of a divide with maybe me and the fan base, or maybe just within the fan base, because I always lean sci-fi. I have a tendency to lean sci-fi, even though I try to come back into the roots of the supernatural instead. But I can't help my inclinations to lean sci-fi. So anything that involves possession of AI or possession of machines or circuitry, that I love that sort of thing. So I love the idea of Glitch Trap. I'm not a huge fan of the name, and here's the way that these things happen. Okay, and this happened with Burn Trap too. Whenever I'm in the planning phase with Steel Wool, we come up with temporary names for these characters, you know. Whenever we're doing the pre-production document, I'll say, oh, well, he's glitchy, we'll call him Glitch Trap. Oh yeah, he's burned, we'll just call him Burn Trap. But then those names get embedded in the source code.
I feel like I can see where Scott's going from this. Like, you know, like just there's all this whole different version of Spring Trap that we're just gonna keep putting trap in all the names just to make it fit well. Like, I don't, and yeah, I could kind of see his point there because, like, you know, just I don't think putting trap in a name is very creative anymore, considering that this thing's been going on for so long.
Or like, yeah, it's probably good.
So that's why I think
as it carries on, you might want to change it.
Yeah, that's why I think
Maybe.
I think Glitch Trap should be mainly named Malhair, just like how it was before, and that stuff. And Burn Trap, I don't even know how else to call him. I don't know.
Yeah. It's probably one of those ones where, like, you looking at it, you like, I don't like the name, but then it's like, what else would there be?
Yeah, but then again, he didn't
So
say
you might
those
as well
were
stick
like
with, like, what you
temporary
got then.
names, and then it suddenly just chose to go with it anyway. So
because they use those temporary names also. And once they're in the source code, and once someone finds them in the source code, that's it. Like that's the canon name now, and there's nothing I can do about it. And hopefully we're learning our lessons going forward to maybe find I don't know, to just hone in on a better process there, because yes, I love the character, not a huge fan of the name, but it is what it is for now. You know, it's the name.
I love Glitch Trap's name. Can you think of a name, like, on the spot, like what you would want to call him or not?
Oh, I have no idea. But you know what? A good example is Mexus, you know, from Ruin.
oh yeah, Mexus, like, you know, that from Ruin. That one, see, a name like that would definitely been better.
Now, that was a character where, even in just my design of the game, I thought that through, and I came up with that, and I'm really happy with it. I really like that name. It's a really cool name. But now, see, if I didn't have one of those ready to fire off, I might have thought up something like, I don't know, Purple Trap or you know, or AI Trap, or just something temporary, and then that would have been the can name. That would have been so much worse than Mexus. So
after Help Wanted, we got Security Breach.
Oh god, I'm actually worried what you're gonna say here, because the launch, or
with the release of Security Breach.
okay, yeah, the launch didn't go so well. So yeah, hopefully we'll see what he says. Yeah, we'll see what he says.
When it first came out,
Security Breach, there's a really big story behind that. That was definitely a challenging period, and a lot of things just didn't align up perfectly for that, and there were a lot of reasons for that. I mean, obviously, I hear lots of studios and things kind of blame COVID for stuff, but there is a reason for that. You know, COVID took well-structured work systems and suddenly scattered them and expected the work to continue to flow, and it just doesn't work that way. From my understanding, I'm pretty sure most, if not every, member of Steel Wool got scattered across the country and were trying to just carry on with the workflow, and it was just really difficult. I think that's really the only example when
a lot of things did change when COVID happened.
See, and this is why the fans seriously need to understand, before even giving any sort of criticism, why is this taking so long? Why is it taking so long? That's, in my opinion, that is not even a criticism at all. That's just you, like, you know, just bantering for no reason. Like, you know, in my personal opinion, if it takes long, I don't care if it takes years. I don't care if it takes 2 decades to finish a game. As long as it's well done, more quality, and more, you know, just everything about it just has really best quality and quantity, all of it, then that's what really matters. I don't care if it takes years.
Yeah.
So, and that's what pretty much, not just the FNAF community, but literally what everyone needs to understand, is that, like, you know, development takes so much time. And, like, you know, rushing the developers is not the way to go. And because after what Scott said, saying that they were scattered, I can imagine it was hard to collaborate well, and you know, that stuff. And so, yeah, I do think, I'm just saying, Steel Wool should have just ignored all these people just being impatient, because that's not even a thing. I guess what did cause it is that if you say set release dates and suddenly you delay it, and then suddenly you're confident it was in this day, and then you delay it again. I personally, from my experience from all this stuff, to game developers or to anyone who makes big projects out there, don't make set release dates until you know 100% for sure. But either know 100% sure, or just don't make release dates. Just make sure when it's fully functional and all that stuff, that's when you'll just release it.
Yeah.
Idea of how a game was going to go was misaligned with how things were going with Steel Wool, and I had a specific story for this in mind. Okay, for Security Breach, I really did. I had a very specific story in mind, and it is very different than the one that got in the game. And I think a part of that is the way that I conveyed that to Steel Wool, because what I was trying to do was I was trying to tell Steel Wool to do specific things throughout the game, put specific items in specific places, have specific characters do certain things, meanwhile not telling them what the story plot was. Because in my head, I was thinking, okay, when people find this, they will connect this to this to this, and it will all be revealed. And I thought I could do that without telling Steel Wool the story plot. That didn't work out very well, because they got all of these pieces, and they thought it was their job to connect them in a way that made sense. And so really what you ended up having were the same pieces, but telling completely different stories. And since I was trying to kind of tell a specific story with mine that went a certain direction, they were taking pieces I didn't fully understand and trying to craft a story out of them. And again, I don't blame them for that. I blame myself for that, because I guess what I should have done is just said, hey, here's the story. Here's why these pieces are here. Here's how they're supposed to connect. And I can give you a really easy example for this. And I'm hesitant to say this because I don't like messing with the lore, but I think in this case, it's okay. When it comes to Burn Trap, originally, Burn Trap was never supposed to move.
Oh my god. So he was just there as like a cameo or something like that. Just to, okay. Huh. So I guess he wasn't meant to move. Yeah, I guess I can see this being a fall on Scott's part, because, yeah. I mean, at the same time, I just thought it would be okay if Steel were to make up their own story of this one, because I don't really know. Well, correct me if I'm wrong on this, I just don't know if Security Breach is really well connected to the actual FNaF universe that we know of. Or at least the main story of it. It's probably just a different universe, and in that case, I think it was okay for Steel Wool to do that, but, like, you know, if Scott did tell them to do certain things of that, then, yeah, I guess he should have. But oh well.
He was supposed to just be something you saw in the corners,
just
or like if you're walking past machinery, you might be able to peek in between two things and see him in the corner or propped up against a wall.
Then again, I feel like that wouldn't really change much. Some people are probably going to think, why is the spring trap here? Is there something connected there, even if we don't know? So even if Burn Trap didn't move, people would probably still dig deeper into why he's there.
Yeah. It always have those people in the community that will be like, what's the lore? Why is this here? And then kind of like put it all together and then be like, yep.
Yeah, so maybe that much wouldn't have changed, but
almost like a some kind of decaying movie prop, and you never fully understood what his purpose was. And he had a very specific purpose, and I'm not going to say what that purpose was, but realistically, he never moved. Well, obviously, that's not what we got in Security Breach. In Security Breach, we got the smoke blowing out and him climbing out and coming to get you. And so it's just not quite the same thing. So, but anyway, it didn't turn out the way anybody wanted. But hey, whenever that happens, just like whenever I stepped in it a little bit with.
It still felt like a big reveal the first time. They were like, "Oh my god, that's William Afton. This man just keeps coming back, man."
Yeah.
FNaF World, me and Steel Wool got together.
We were like,
all that matters
the
now
famous
is making
line.
things right by the fan base. That's all that matters. We all had the best.
See, that's also a very important thing. Not just for games, but pretty much almost any project. Like, if you have some community feedback, it would definitely be good. Which is why there are some. Well, I'm not going to name which one, but there are some game companies who are kind of failing to do that. Getting community feedback to make the game better or projects better.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Best intentions going on. We all wanted to make a good product, and we went in and we made Ruin for it, and I hope that redeemed the game.
It did.
I feel like it did, because I think it was really great. And
That was
yeah,
fun.
and anything that we do going forward that continues that story or has those same themes, I think we're just going to be in a much better situation to continue on.
So, the Ruin DLC came out a year ago now, which is crazy to think about. Time's going so quickly, and
I know.
the fan reaction to that was amazing. Everybody loved it, and everybody's looking forward to what's next. The ending of Ruin, with a specific character that came out, a new character into the games, the Mimic. Any thoughts on the Mimic?
I cannot share any
The
thoughts on the
reveal.
Mimic, other than I really like that character. This is a character that I really like and I'm really excited about. I think it's a really terrific antagonist, and I don't think it's the last that we've seen of the Mimic. That's all I'll say.
You don't think it's the
Yeah.
last?
No,
You
he's
make it
coming
sound
back
like-
at some point. I'm
You
sure.
make it sound like he's not in control of the Mimic. He's mainly leaving it to Steelwool to see what they will do with the Mimic.
Yeah.
Yes. With that, do you have a favourite character in the Steelwool era of games?
I mean, Music Man is
Ooh.
too obvious. Too obvious to answer, right? I think all of
Music
those
Man,
over here
oh
Are we
are
talking
great.
to Scott Cawthon or are we talking to Nico right now?
Oh, Nico, you and Scott have in common now.
Hey!
Forget music. Okay, besides Music Man,
I mean, I do like Music Man as well. I don't blame him. He's really cool.
I think all those
Big! Very giant, but he's cool.
In fact, I think this is why it's hard to pick a favorite, because all of them turned out so well.
I know, it really is hard to pick a favorite. Like, all the Security Breach characters.
Yeah, I love them
Were there,
all.
like, any other different characters in, like, Steelwool? I mean, besides Help Wanted? No,
Um,
probably not, I guess.
and
Steelwool just from Help Wanted 1, 2, and Security Breach. So, I think the only new characters that were created by Steelwool, I guess, was mainly Glitch Trap. Is there anyone else?
Monty.
Well, no. Besides Security Breach is what I meant. Like, all... Help
Oh, that's not... Okay, my bad. I misheard you.
Yeah, Help Wanted 1 and 2. What was that guy's name again? Whenever you do the blaster minigame?
I forgot his name.
Because I think that one
forgot,
too was also created by Steelwool. Okay, but now to the Security Breach, we got Glamrocks. Glamrock Freddy, Monty, Roxy, Chica, Vanny, Vanessa, Gregory, Kathy.
Brain
Yeah.
loading. But yeah, I really liked a lot of the Glamrock characters. They were so cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, I've always really liked Vanny as a character. I don't
Vanny.
think that Vanny was utilized to
Vanny.
her fullest potential, and so hopefully we'll see another opportunity for Vanny to return as well.
His name is Carney. Okay, thank you. Yeah, that was the animatronic in, like, the blaster section.
We'll see.
Ooh, okay. Moving on to the
Well, I guess Sun and Moon too. I kind of forgot to mention them, but yeah,
Oh yeah,
They
you can't forget
characters.
Sun and Moon. A lot of people really like Sun and Moon.
yeah.
books. So
Oh,
the
great
books have
books.
been
Unfortunately, I didn't read any of the
I
books.
actually-
I'm not a book person.
I never
so
read
that's
them,
why-
yeah.
So this is probably going to be nothing to us, but we'll see.
amazing. I've been doing little summary videos on the channel with Fazbear Frights. That was awesome. How has it been working on Fazbear Frights?
It's actually really enjoyable. It's probably one of the most enjoyable things that I do, because I just get to think up a really scary scenario, and then I create maybe a 10 to 15 page story out of it. And then I have writers that I work with, obviously, and they take that and they really flesh it out and fill it out and add the details and turn it into a full-length story, and I get to kind of just really see it come to life. So it's been really enjoyable, and that's something that I really enjoy. It's funny because it's one of those things where, as long as I know that that's something that's happening in my life, I might be at the gym or I might be watching a show, and then suddenly something will come to mind, and I'll be like, "Oh man, this is gonna make a great story," and I get right home and I start working on it.
Do you have a favourite story out of all of them?
I think my favorite story it's probably Bunny Call. I know that's kind of an oddball choice, but there's a reason for it. Because some of these stories are based on my real life experiences. Bunny Call is not completely made up. I used to take my family to a family summer camp. Okay, this is one of my two. This is my two oldest boys were maybe 11 and 12 at the time. Or no. I bet they were 13 or 14. It's hard to remember exactly when this was. But then I had younger two that were just babies still. And whenever we showed up at camp and we were all in the auditorium signing up for activities, it was rafting and boating. One of the things you could sign up for was a panda call. Okay. And a panda call it's a very deceiving title, because what that meant is that early in the morning, a bunch of the camp counselors dressed as killer clowns would come into your cabin and scare the crap out of your kids to wake them up early and drag them off to their daily activities.
What is this summer camp?
And so I signed up my two.
This was on real life
oldest,
experiences.
Ian and Braden. My old beta testers from whenever they, all their lives testing my games. I signed them up for it. And I thought, oh yeah, this will be kind of fun. It was kind of fun until the next morning started rolling around. I started thinking about what I'd done. Because then the next morning I woke up at 5 a.m. and I realized they're out there somewhere. Like this is happening right now. And I started listening for screams. And I started listening for noises, and I even snuck out and went outside. And it was dark, and there were crickets chirping. And I was looking around, and I just thought to myself, somewhere out here in the dark, in these trees, are a bunch of clowns, and they're coming to my cabin. and it was a really, really scary sensation. And so then I just went back inside, and I looked at my family sleeping. I looked at my baby sleeping, and my kids, and my wife. And
again,
I was like,
no, I never went camping, and I still haven't.
What have I done?
Of course, it
ended up not being a big deal, because then I just heard a soft knock at the door, and I opened it, and there was a row of killer clowns. I said, never mind, you guys, and they just walked on. And so it wasn't a big deal, but it was still a really eerie feeling like I had signed up for something that I'd regretted and I couldn't undo it, And so I based a bunny call on that.
Oh, that's awesome. You said that you've got relatable stories. Do you have a relatable story with Fazgoo?
Okay. Listen, anytime there's a series...
I like how you just saw Dawko holding papers. Like, he has all those lists of questions ready to ask him.
Yeah. I mean, how often do you get an interview with the creator of FNaF? So you might as well
great, and then some
think some questions, make it worth.
What was going on with this?
Time.
I don't know how to explain the Fazbear. I'm sure I had something in mind that was really great, but they can't all be winners. Now I will say a couple of the other ones that had real life connections. Sometimes you hear about people talking about their sleep paralysis demons or whatever.
Oh my God.
That's never really made sense to me, but now it kind of makes sense to me, and I don't know why it does. Yeah, every once in a while, a person you'll wake up, but you'll still be paralyzed in your sleep, and for some reason, I guess in that moment, you're still half dreaming, and so you have a tendency to still maybe see something before you fully wake up. And the Blackbird creature was mine. That creature on the cover of Blackbird is my sleep paralysis demon, because I was on vacation, I was by myself, and I don't know what the circumstances were. I feel like I was taking a midday nap, but I woke up with a jolt, and for a split second I saw that thing standing over me, and I couldn't move, and my body was tingling, and I was just frozen up, and I was just so disoriented after that. But I never forgot that, and I knew immediately after that, it's like, I've got to get this into a story somewhere, like this crazy looking creature.
That is crazy.
Wow.
That is absolutely crazy. I've never had sleep paralysis, so I don't know what my creature would look like.
I don't know if I have either.
I don't think it's a normal experience. I don't think it's an experience you should want to have. I don't feel like it's a healthy thing. So if that hasn't happened to you, I think you're in a good place.
Do you have a least favorite story?
I don't know. I think it probably might be the Fazgoo. Or no, I mean, come on. It's got to be the one where the guy gets pregnant with Springtrap's baby. I'm not sure what I was thinking about.
What?
Oh man, this is
The
going to be...
guy gets pregnant with Springtrap's baby.
I'm confused on what's happening. What?
Is that why it's your least favorite story?
There's so many questions I don't want the answers to. Oh man,
really creepy. But then you step back and look at it from afar, and you're like, I don't know if this is a good idea. And I swear I wasn't picking on MatPat. That wasn't a story designed with MatPat in mind. It really, really wasn't. you know, listen, whenever you're doing these stories for this long, eventually you just run out of names, and you're going
Yeah.
to cover all the names, you know.
Yeah.
Eventually I'll get around to Dawko, you know, and so if you see Dawko in one of these stories, it's not something personal. It's just because I ran out of names, you know.
I don't know. Dawko is a very specific name that you'd have to get to.
I probably have a few more to go through before I get
Not to say, I don't know how people would feel comfortable using their own real names in the story, but if they're okay with it, then no, I should stop them. Hold on, Nico. Alright, give me a second. Oh my god, that actually looks disturbing.
I don't want to know.
Just send me a picture of freaking someone getting pregnant when the Springtrap is behind them. It looks so disturbing.
Oh no.
It's a guy.
Yeah, no, don't show me.
Yeah, no thanks.
I'm good where my mind is at without seeing it.
Now I can definitely see why he's definitely not liking this.
That's
Or why it's his least favorite story.
When doing my summary videos, and I know a lot of people say the same.
I know it's Mappa, but still, like, ugh.
People who loved Goosebumps when they were kids find these really relatable, right? And I know kids at school now
And he sent
read
it to me
Fazbear
anyway.
Frights like their Goosebumps books. And as a kid,
Nico, you suck, man.
my favourite TV show was Goosebumps. Would you ever think about
Oh, I remember the
or
Goosebumps
like
book.
the idea
Or,
of
books.
Fazbear Frights ever
Some of them,
being
anyway.
like a TV show like Goosebumps, where it's like a
Oh,
series of
TV
some
show.
of the best stories or
That
something
TV show.
adapted?
That'd be interesting.
Oh yeah, definitely. And that's something that can definitely happen. Especially now that the first movie came out and was successful. I think that really opens the door to lots of other potential opportunities. The only thing to be mindful of is I don't want to oversaturate the market and just create too much. And I think that sometimes we get a little bit of that where franchises have movies and too many TV shows, and it just kind of waters everything down. But I really do like that idea, and it is definitely something that could happen for sure.
Awesome. So the next
Oh,
segment
if that ever
is
becomes a
the FNaF
TV show, I
movie.
gotta
I've
see
got
it.
some questions for you, Scott. First off, I absolutely loved the movie.
Ah, here we go. Now
as
we're
you
here
know,
about the movie.
And I know a lot of people did as well. The fans absolutely loved it, and it did really well
I
at the
loved
box
it.
office as well. Super.
I'll try and just.
Oh my God,
Scott
yeah.
sounds different. That's because he has a new mic. 297.2 million.
Yeah, it blew up opening weekend.
Wow. That's
Success.
It was like
Great
the
success.
Mario movie and how that blew up opening weekend
Blumhouse,
too.
Universal. So yeah. First question is, how was working
I'm definitely looking
on the
forward to the
first
second
FNaF
one.
movie after waiting for so long? After announcing it back in 2015, well, you emailed me back in 2015 about it. I still remember that email. But yeah, how was it?
It took a really long time to get off the ground, really just because of the screenplay. But after the screenplay was really locked in, from there, all the wheels started turning, you know, all the engines fired, and it took off. And it was a really fun experience from there. And really the screenplay just had a lot of challenges because of what it was. And it's really, you know, throughout all of those years, I worked with a lot of different directors, a lot of different writers, a lot of really talented people that eventually would end up leaving the project, but still really talented people. And it was really just a matter of there's just material that's difficult to translate to the screen. And one of the biggest issues is the animatronics, obviously being the monsters in the monster movie. If I were to approach any writer of a horror movie or any director and say, okay, here are your monsters, go make a monster movie with them, that's easy. You know, you give them all a knife, you go in, you just make your generic slasher, but just have it be, you know, Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy doing the slashing. The nuance here is that these animatronics are possessed by the spirits of kids, and these are innocent kids. These are victims themselves. So it's very, very difficult to still have a horror movie, still have those kills that you need, but still preserve the innocence of those kids. And it's a really difficult thing to do. And there were several screenplays that did not hit that mark. And I think I was more cautious about that and more picky about that than anything else. If kind of the innocence of those spirits was not preserved properly, I wasn't going to go forward with it. And so, you know, one quick example is the way that we were able to have a couple of kills in the movie was obviously the vandals. You have a group of people who are breaking in, they're disrespecting the place, they're trashing the place, they're there with bad intentions.
Yeah, I was wondering about that scene, and until to this day, I guess I haven't really got to me. Like, what's the point of the scene? Were they trying to sabotage Mike's work or something, or like?
Yeah, I think they were trying to sabotage Mike's work so that they would make it look like that he's not a fit guardian, and so that that one lady would get custody of child and so on, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how well I did on explaining it. I know what I'm trying to say, but it's like.
But I guess
me thinking
good job
it and
to the
explaining
kids
it
in
is
those suits, getting rid of them. I guess.
I guess. I mean. Yeah, I don't know.
Yes, they got paid to destroy the place so they could take Abby away from it. Oh, damn.
Yeah. So basically, yeah.
And then you combine that with the fact that these animatronics are, the spirits in them are these kids that are basically very confused and lost, animals backed into a corner, and kind of left with this impression that adults are out to get them. And then you have these violent adults breaking in. And so it allows you to have that kill count while still being like, well, I can kind of see how that might happen. It was a tricky thing to do, but I think we were able to accomplish that.
Manipulated by William Afton still as well.
Yeah, that's right. That's absolutely right. The drawing on the wall was also kind of this layer, this blanket of manipulation over them all. So all of those things combined, you could see how these actions could happen, while it not necessarily being the fault of the kids.
With the fort scene as well, I loved the fort scene. I know some people were a bit confused by that, like why
they might have been confused, but it was a nice scene. It was like a nice happy
I think
scene.
it was a nice scene. You eventually see Bonnie falling over. I mean, that's
that I wasn't expecting, but that got a giggle out of me.
Yeah. She doesn't communicate well with
just with
yeah.
thumbs up immediately afterwards.
I got it straight away. You just want to show the audience that they're just kids, right? Were you happy with the first movie and how it came out?
Yes, I am. I am very happy. I mean, look, anytime anybody, I think pretty much anybody who's been through a process like this would be able to look back. And I do this with my games too. You look back and you're like, well, I wish I'd tweaked this. Oh, maybe this could have been like this, or maybe this could have been like that. But you have to just really take a step back and look at it as a whole, and where it came from, all the things that could have gone wrong, and all the things that went right, and just be really grateful that so many things.
I feel like that's a big important thing for people who are content creators, and who are looking, or just in anything, is if you are working on something and you want to literally anything is if you've made something and you want to do it again, but do better, and just look back at your previous work and just kind of take notes and what could have I changed that could have been better.
I mean, yeah, I guess that's probably some of the reason why some people make some prequel or sequel movies. For example, a Toy Story. There's a Toy Story 2, and then a 3, and then there's a 4, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I can give you a really quick example of why I don't want to second guess too much. At the 11th hour of this movie coming together, we still really didn't have a music composer, and I'd really wanted an animated intro. I was really pushing to have that 8-bit animated intro.
Yeah, I was wondering. As far as I remember, I don't really remember if there were any musics in the movie. At least not that I can remember so much, but yeah.
But we didn't have anybody.
I mean, I know it's meant to be a horror PG-13 movie, but still, music would have been nice.
Not really anybody to have an idea of what kind of music we were looking for. 11th hour, Newton Brothers come in and they write out that banger of a track, absolute insane. I listened to that the first time and I was like, wait a minute, do I have a theme song? Does Five Nights at Freddy's have a theme song? And I called Emma Tammy on the phone. I was like, wait, do we have a theme song now? I can't tell you how excited I was over that. And
I still wish they did this. I still wish they did the Torino March. I know a bit of copyright, but it really, I don't know. I just really like the Torino March that much when it came from FNaF, and it just kind of stick out with the sword thumb and stuff like that.
I guess the games are known for that song, but I guess with the song that they had in the movie, I think it still worked very well.
Yeah.
You better believe you're going to hear that again at the beginning of the second movie too. I mean, that was just so incredible. The Newton Brothers just knocked that out of the park. So yeah, so many things went right that I don't think I'm going to dwell too much on, what I would go back and try to do differently.
As we know, the movie was a major hit in 2023, super successful.
Oh, yeah.
The biggest horror movie of 2023 as well.
Well, I don't know if I did consider that the biggest horror. The horror didn't really too much play into a big factor of it, at least to me. But I still don't, for someone who's not a fan of horror, I'm not really gonna, oust them like that. So that's why I didn't mind if there were horror or not.
How does that feel, seeing that happen?
It's nice. That part is nice. It's more important to me that if the critics had loved it, but the fan base was grumbling and saying, "Wait, this isn't how it is in the lore. Wait, we didn't like this."
Oh. I feel like it should have been
there will
addressed.
be those kind of people who be like,
I feel like it should have been addressed that the
accurate
FNaF movie is not
story.
connected with the main FNaF story as we know way before. So yeah, it's like a whole different news story or something. It's just involved with these characters in a different
there will
way.
be people like that who's like judging it how how like accurate it is to the story, and it's like it doesn't. I guess it doesn't always have to be, but it's like, it is stuff to be expected.
Yeah. Oh well.
I don't like how they did this, and this, and the fan base was unhappy. That would be a failure to me. I'm perfectly happy with all the critics hating it, and the fan base reacting positively to it.
See, you really gotta give Scott, because he's like he's also trying to show how much he does care about us fans.
Yeah.
So, cut some slack for Scott here.
So yes, it is nice that the movie was successful. However, that is not the correct metric by which to judge the success of this movie. And in fact, opening night, which was Thursday night, where I am, I went to the very first showing, and the theater was pretty much empty. There were only a couple other people in there, but it was a 1 o'clock showing. So, but still, I saw that as kind of a bad sign. But I just watched it anyway. Then I went to the next showing, which was just later in the evening, and I told myself I wasn't going to go online. I wasn't going to read any reviews. I had already told everybody at Blumhouse, and I told my legal team, don't talk to me, don't call me, don't email me, don't send me charts, don't send me facts or figures. I don't want to hear anything about anything. I'm going through this whole weekend blind. I just want to experience what everybody else is experiencing.
Surprise yourself.
Interesting.
Well, before I went into that second showing, I was just by myself. And then later that evening, my whole family was coming into town, by the way. My whole family was going to come into town and watch the movie with me that night. But this showing I was still sitting by myself. I was checking my email, and I accidentally saw one of the reviews. And I saw that it was terrible. And that opened the floodgates, and I went and started reading all of the other reviews. And I immediately texted my family saying, don't come. Don't come. This is over. I want to be by myself. And I was already thinking in my head, like, how am I going to write a letter to Blumhouse apologizing for this? How am I going to write a letter to the fans apologizing to this for just wasting everybody's time? And I was just incredibly depressed. But somehow Jason Blum caught wind of this. I don't know who I asked a question to or what I said, but he started just bombarding me with text messages saying, Scott, the fans love it. The fans love it. The movie's a big hit. Everything's great. He was just in all caps, everything all caps. My phone was just blowing with all caps texts. And so he really talked me through that to try to encourage me that even though the critics hated it, there was a lot. There was a lot to be loved there by the fans. And so then I had my family come into town anyway, and we just sat in a packed theater and listened to the cheers and enthusiasm, and it really lifted my spirits. But for a couple of hours there, man, I was pretty distraught. I thought the whole thing was just a complete disaster.
But it wasn't.
But it wasn't.
It wasn't. I loved it.
Yeah, I guess Scott was really trying hard to show care for his family and us fans, because the first thing he saw was apparently a terrible review, I guess, and so he was second guessing, and he wanted to he wanted to contact Blumhouse for that, did this movie go well? Because if not, then I don't wish to bombard us with wasting people's time. Okay, like I said, again, that also proves how much Scott really does care about us. Okay, so yeah, not just his family. Obviously, he's focused on his family, but still, you really got to give it to him, showing how much love he shows to his fan base. Literally, all of us.
But it wasn't. It all worked out okay. You know, it all worked out okay.
Yeah.
And again, the movie's not perfect. There's definitely
It's not perfect, yeah.
but
which still gets me excited for what the second FNaF movie is going to be all about.
Yep, FNAF 2 movie hype.
You're already getting teaser of the toy animatronics and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm very curious, like,
happy.
what it'll look like in the actual movie once, like, a trailer comes out and all that.
Yeah,
so, like, I'm excited for that.
And we already know that the story of the FNAF movie is a different AU all over. So how is that going to work? Because obviously in the main FNAF thing, FNAF 2 was actually the prequel to FNAF 1. In this case, I don't know how it's going to be different here. So who knows?
Happy that it was, in general, received well by the fan base.
The second movie, which is, it's been announced that it's going to be coming out in 2025. Is it December 2025?
Yeah.
That's still over a year until we get that movie then.
December 5th.
Still a way, but, like, again,
December
quality.
5th, okay, yeah.
Yeah, December 5th of next year. Honestly, that's honestly a lot sooner than I was expecting. I thought it would have been a bit longer, but okay, that's okay.
Exciting to talk about on the second movie. Anything you want to say?
I'm not going to give away too many details, but
Fair.
I will
Yeah,
say
spoilers.
that I'm following kind of the same formula where the first movie is focused on the first game. So I'm going to try to carry on that tradition onward with future movies.
So the second movie is focused on the second.
Okay, so the second movie is going to be about FNAF 2, then the third movie is going to be about FNAF 3. If there's a fourth movie, it's going to be about FNAF 4, maybe.
But yeah, I'm sure there'll be a third and fourth.
What would the
Who
fifth,
knows,
what would the
depending
fifth
on,
movie be if there ever were to come to that? Sister Location? Or FNaF World? Because technically FNaF World came out before Sister Location.
Yeah, it did, but I don't know if that would get a movie. I feel like maybe based on like how the game went, maybe that would be kind of like a show, maybe. But I could be wrong.
We only have FNAF 1 to 3 movies, and that's fine. We're just thinking out loud. That's all.
And I think that is absolutely the way to go. And I think everyone's going to be really, really excited for what's planned for the second one. The first one was really challenging because it's so much setup. It's like, how do you establish all of this?
I mean, it still worked out. I mean, look at... Yeah. Sometimes hard work comes with hard payoff. Hard cash.
Yeah.
Something like that.
But now that we have that launch pad, where to go from there came a lot just more natural. It felt a lot more natural. And we were able to really craft just a really great story, I think, and I'm really excited about it. And I won't say anything more, but I'm really hopeful that everyone's gonna really love what's gonna come around December 2025.
Yeah, so exciting. And is Emma
Again? Let's just hope that they're not actually delayed. Let's hope they're actually sure about that, okay? Because, like I said, sometimes any release dates can probably be a bad idea. So if they're really sure about
if they do
it,
delay it, then it's like
yeah.
I wouldn't be.
I'm
be
perfectly
upset
okay
if
with
they
it
had
being
to delay
delayed.
it.
I'm just worried about how people would react again because of stupid impatience. Yeah.
back and everything?
Oh yes,
as
yeah,
well?
Emma's gonna be back. She did such a great job on that first one,
Yeah, that's really good having the same director. So now we're going to be talking about Into the Pit.
Oh boy.
The new game that's coming out by Mega Cat Studios. We just got the trailer, another trailer, a couple like last week, and it looks amazing. It looks so good. How has it been working on the game based on a Fazbear Frights story?
It's definitely been a unique experience. I first started talking to Meg. I mean, it's been years and years since that game has been in development, and originally it was just supposed to be a little novelty one-off, like, oh yeah, here's this little company that makes 16-bit cartridges, and that was immediately appealing to me because I'm all about the Super Nintendo, and so if I could make something that would come on the Super Nintendo cartridge, sign me up. That was the most exciting thing.
So kind of like a classic if it's kind of like a 8-bit style, 16-bit style, kind of like an old classic game.
I guess so, yeah. I did kind of grow up, I guess, with a few 8-bit and 16-bit games, and that's why I really don't mind 8-bit and 16-bit so much.
Yeah.
Most exciting product.
Because I remember my very first game console was a Game Boy Color.
Yeah,
Game
same.
Boy Color.
Same.
Oh my god, that brings me back.
Oh yeah.
was still just supposed to be a novelty. But as the development went on, everybody was looking at it thinking, this looks pretty good. This actually looks really good. And so they just kept on going with it. They could have stopped a lot sooner, and they could have stopped with just a little simple novelty game, but they just kept going. And I kept looking at thinking, yeah, keep going. And they kept going, and I would keep looking at it. It just turned into this big, full-fledged, full-sized game. So we obviously decided to venture away from strictly the cartridges, so that everybody can be able to play it on Steam and everything. But it's really unique. It's just a really, really unique game, and I do love that it really gets into just this really gritty these kind of gritty graphics that I haven't seen since, well, I guess since the late 90s, whenever you had those point and click type adventures and you had that real kind of that pixelated art style that can be really creepy at times. I don't know. It's going to be a really unique experience, and I think that everyone's going to really be excited about it. I really do. Awesome.
I can't wait to play it. How has it been working with Mega Cat Studios then?
Oh, it's been great. It's been really great. I really haven't had to give them, I mean, I have had to give them direction, but for the most part, it's been weird. They would go into the hole for 6, 7, 8 months at a time, and I wouldn't hear anything from them, to the point where I thought, is this okay? And I would even, I talk to the other people that I work with, like, is this game okay? Is this going to be okay? Are they okay? Do I need to check on this? Do we need to check on them over there? But then I would get an update, and it would just be all this crazy new stuff and all this crazy detail, this fluid animation. It's just crazy, crazy, crazy stuff. And then they'd go back into the hole again for 5, 6, 7 months. And then we just repeat that cycle. But now here we are finally at the end of that road, and I think it's just turned out really great. Like I said, really unique, and I think everybody's going to really like it.
The reaction to the trailer has been amazing. All positive feedback about it, super excited. People love it, the story of Into the Pit as well. Into the Pit's probably my favourite Fazbear Frights story.
I'm not familiar with this, so if you guys see me play it and know nothing about it, then tolerate the fact that I didn't read it. Okay, I'm not a book, like I said, I'm not a book person.
So with all the positive feedback about it, what do you see for the future of FNaF spin-offs made by other studios in the future?
It's definitely a possibility. In fact, I'd really like them to start working on Fetch. I think Fetch would make a really good game after this. Some stories obviously cater more toward being a good game than others, but there's something really scary about the thought of something always being out there and kind of watching your house, and then trying to come in and do things for you. Like, this is kind of a scary thought. The thought that I might be online shopping looking for a specific thing, and somehow something out there is hearing that and receiving that, and then gonna come to me, sneak inside and put it somewhere without me knowing that it was there. It's just a creepy scenario. It's a creepy setup. And I think it'd be a really cool game to have to stop this thing, because obviously Fetch was out doing a lot of menacing things, to have to sneak around a neighborhood and stop this thing that's sneaking around so undetected. I think it'd be a really cool game. So hopefully that'll be the next project. We'll see.
As the franchise has grown bigger, what challenges have you faced?
So I'm not gonna lie, I'm surprised the FNaF franchise is still growing bigger. I mean, not that it's bad, obviously, but wow.
With running a franchise of this size, is there anything you could think you could be doing better?
I think something I should have maybe been doing better is I should have had a better structure in place as far as people to talk to the fan base. Mm-hmm. I've always kept that on myself all during the years, and in the early years, I think that worked great, because it was a little indie game, a little indie community, and then me, the indie dev, just chatting with the community and talking. But as the years go by and the franchise gets bigger and bigger, I don't know. I feel like I've slowly kind of lost touch with the fan base. Unfortunately, it's not that same relationship that it used to be. I really used to enjoy chatting with everybody and just kind of I don't know. And I guess that's expected, because FNaF is more of a big, it's kind of just kind of a bigger thing now, and it's bigger than one person, and I can't just pretend like I can hop online and chat with everybody and solve everybody's problems anymore. Used to, I kind of could. I could just go in there and chat with everybody and resolve little problems as if it was like just a squabble on a forum. I can always just step in and solve it, but it's just not the same. And I think that I should have realized that sooner. And I'm really only realizing that this year, that I really need to have a better structure in place and the fan base deserves that. The franchise deserves that. The fan base deserves that, to have more people in charge and running a Twitter page and official news feeds, an official news feed, so that there's not so much confusion about what's real and what's not real, and real news and fake news, and is this confirmed, is this not confirmed.
That's why I personally like it if the people were to make official news, just make your own page, don't use Twitter. I feel like it's so easy to fake things there.
I could have avoided years of that if I just kind of had a better structure in place with people to listen to, and like I said, a news feed and someone else to just provide better answers to the fan base. So I'm trying to get all that in place, and I really think I think it would just better serve the fan base, and I think everybody would be a little happier if it's not just me trying to jump in and straighten things out when needed.
Yeah, I think the Twitter's
I guess what kind of stuck me out is the fact that how he he lost touch with the fan base, I guess, because it's not the same anymore. Well, that's just life. Times change, people change. You eventually start losing touch of things you like or something like that.
Yeah.
Which is completely fine, okay? Again, changes just happen to everyone, whether they're necessary or not.
great idea. We're recording this in June, but
this was when I was still on vacation. They recorded this when Dang, okay, good to know.
It was announced today, the schedule.
Man, I could have met you guys freaking in the States. No, okay.
What's coming out.
Oh yeah, today is right now. Well, it's about to be August 6th.
That'd be the dream.
And yeah, so we're about to see this or something, and then the next day we get 5 Laughs at Freddy's by Click Team. Yeah.
That I'm actually rather excited to see. Like,
I know, I'm definitely ready to
would,
stream that.
go.
If there's no multiplayer, oh well. I wish it would. I mean, I'm
Until,
sure
like,
this
the
game
full
will.
game or-
Yeah, until the full game, which is not until next year. But yeah.
It's hard to say because it is just a demo. So
Yeah, it's just a demo, so I don't expect it to have this multiplayer. So, but it's still
maybe not right
who
off the
knows?
bat, but like full game, hopefully.
Yeah, probably tomorrow. I might do another stream before we do 5 Lives at Freddy's because, this is the week for FNAF, so I can't do something tomorrow. Maybe I might do FNAF co-op and Roblox. So who knows? Because recently they just released an update. But yeah,
During that week is really exciting and really good. So people, can get excited for the anniversary. They kind of know what's coming, which is really exciting. And communication like that, people have really appreciated that. So thank you for doing that. And looking forward to seeing what happens next on the Twitter, what they announce. And apart from the second movie to look forward to, is there anything else you could hint at for the future? Any future titles or any little hints to get people excited for the future?
One of the good things is going to be coming from Steel Wool, but that's going to be announced here in this same week that your interview is going to air. So I think that.
So Steel is doing another thing. Interesting. Is it going to be another DLC for F1 and 2, or is it going to be another game?
That's in fact, I'm not sure if it was right before this or right after this.
Yeah,
it might have been right after this.
Yesterday. Okay. And obviously everybody knows about the movie, and right now the books are these interactive books, which I read things like that growing up, and so I'm excited about those. And I've tried to add some depth into those to where you can actually collect items in them and things like that. So it's really not just about picking a path; it's about picking a path and getting something, and then going to the other path and being able to use something. So it makes it more interesting and more intricate. But yeah, I mean, that's the plan for movies, games, and books. And I already told you my hope for the next Mega Cat game. And there is another game planned with Steel Wool, but that's not going to be announced for a while yet. So I can't talk about that. But there is something down the pipe.
Interesting.
Okay.
Even beyond what's being announced this week, there's something beyond, but I can't talk about that.
Yeah, so I won't spoil anything. But I read the week before, guys, and it is good. So please, check it out when it comes out. I'm looking forward to the Into the Pit one. VIP is the interactive novel VIP another one as well?
Yes, yeah. VIP is it's one that I did with Scholastic, just like the others, but it's just going to be free. It's specifically for this event. I mean, I might still be included in a box set later down the road, but no, for this week, it was made specifically for this event. By the same author, I believe, as the week before. So if you enjoyed that one, you'll enjoy VIP. And I really love the story for VIP. I'm not going to ruin it, but it might be one of my favorites. So hopefully everybody really enjoys that.
That's awesome. I'm pretty sure it comes out before the interview. So
okay,
yeah.
Great.
Future me, if you're watching, probably loved it.
Editor, you know who you are.
Tomorrow from this interview, whatever it is, I don't know, but it seems that you've been more open with collaborations with games recently. The Funko one as well.
Didn't they cancel out the Funko being collab with FNaF already, or like they're not doing FNaF stuff anymore?
I couldn't tell you.
Are you more open to more collabs since we last spoke during the last interview? Like, would you be interested in whatever it is? I don't know, like Fortnite or Dead by Daylight,
which was already announced. Dead by Daylight is already there.
Have those popped into your head at all? Or
I'm very careful with collaborations because I want to protect the brands and I want to make sure that Five Nights at Freddy's stays as Five Nights at Freddy's.
Honestly, good answer.
Yeah.
And there are some games where even if I really enjoy the game, it just doesn't feel like a good match. It feels like a mismatch. The brand integrity is the most important thing for me, and keeping everything.
Yeah, no, that's definitely important. Like, you know, will these horror games make a match? If because you enjoy it, that doesn't mean they would match well. So
yeah,
because there are some people who I have seen some people just making some unnecessary matches with other things, and I'm like, ugh. And that's why part of the reason why, like, I think I've told some people this before. I mean, this is off topic what I'm about to say, but this is kind of why I kind of like it when people make their own original mods in Friday Night Funkin' these days. Not when they just combine another thing with that because it just doesn't match well. That's part of the reason. Yeah, again, off topic, but that's part of the reason why I don't really like Friday Night Funkin' just getting some mods from different games or different stories or whatever. I just like what people used to make back in the day when they make their own original mods. But yeah.
Feeling like it belongs, and so that's really been my only hesitancy. I feel like I am branching out a little bit, and I am a little bit more open to those things than maybe I was in the early years, but I'm still very careful about it. We'll just see. We'll see how things go.
Well, technically, Nico, the corruption is technically an original mod, so that's why that's definitely a big exception.
Okay. Anything else you would like to add to finish off the interview?
Oh, geez, we're getting close to finishing this.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Home stretch.
No, I mean, I think things are in a good place, and like I said, I think that the things that are on the horizon are all things to be excited about, and I think that everybody's going to really enjoy. The things that the fan base really going to enjoy, and I wish I could talk about those more, but I don't feel like I can.
So, do you think we're going to have another interview in 10 years' time?
In 10 years, we can try to do this a little bit more often.
Oh, honestly, do I enjoy watching these
One
videos?
decade later, all right, interview part 3.
I wouldn't mind if you guys do it more often. I'm enjoying watching these videos.
Oh yeah.
Every 5 years?
Every 5 years. There we go.
Okay.
Okay. See you.
Yeah, we're getting there.
We'll get the next reaction video for 2029.
Oh god.
Shaking your hand.
Just make it a regular thing.
Okay, awesome. The biggest thing that everybody has been begging me for this interview when I announced it is the box.
Great. Here we go again.
That is, everybody just wants to know anything about it because it's the biggest mystery out of the whole 10 years of FNaF, I would say.
Franchise.
Honestly, the whole box thing just started to become null and void later on because, like, it's been a mystery for so long to the part where it's starting to get little importance to me. But who knows what we'll say here now. Well, I mean, maybe you guys know because you've seen what he said, but we'll see.
Maybe Midnight Motorist is number 2.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I'd say the box is the biggest mystery that everybody wants, like even a tiny snippet of something.
Tiny snippet.
Tell me, please.
I'm just about to say, like, even a tiny snippet, even if you just remove one lock, that would be very meaningful, even though it doesn't reveal anything.
Woo!
Help.
Okay.
Help. What's in the box?
Okay. Well, I can try to give somewhat of an answer to that, even though it might not be extremely satisfying for a lot of people. So I would encourage people to turn off the interview if they don't want an answer that they might not be happy with. But
I think at this point I only want an answer whether we're happy with it or not.
Whenever I'm making these games, there are a lot of things that are in my head that are just flowing ideas, and when I have them and put them there, it's the first half of something. It's like a string or a rope just like reaching out, and I know that what's there on the other end is there. I trust that it's there. I know that it's there, and then whenever I progress forward, the rest of that just reappears. The rest of it appears and just fits into place perfectly. That's how all my games have been made. I feel that there is something there, and I make the roads to get there.
Someone just count how many times you said there, there's something there, there's over there.
I didn't say I entirely understand right off the bat.
But then sometimes when things do progress, the roads aren't always the same roads as the ones that had been planned before. And so what that means is, even though at the time something was definitely there, something was definitely reaching out to be there, and I could feel that it was there, the progression of the story didn't go there. And so those strings never got pulled on, and those in the other half of that idea remained in the ether, remained in my subconscious. All of that to say, there is something in the box, but I never pursued it, and I don't know if I can find it again.
Oh.
And I think that's the best answer that I can possibly.
That's fair.
give.
That makes sense.
Scott, thank you so much.
Because I was trying to figure out what he was trying to say, like mid sentence.
What was all that? And what's exactly he trying? I never pursued it, and let's see if we can get to that again. So is he kind of saying that he forgot what he put in there?
No, I think or something like that. I think he had
not
like,
even he remembers what he
box
put in the
for,
box like that.
To keep on edge, and then he's like, he knew it in the moment, and then like several years later, he doesn't remember what he was going to put in the box. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe we'll come back to him later.
I don't know. At this rate, the box is meaningless to me. It's been going on for too long to the part where it's already gone too old for me. But if it's a reveal, cool. Good job. Whatever is in there, we'll probably never ever see it again. But who knows if Scott will somehow get his mind to it and like, oh, now I remember what's in there. It's just a plushie.
No,
and everybody
something
really does
of great
appreciate
importance.
it. We're looking forward to the future. We're looking forward to this week. Future me is probably stressing out, playing all the demos and getting ready for Into the Pit in a few days. I'm so excited for Into the Pit. I really, really am. And all the fanverse stuff as well. My Pop Goes and The Joy of Creation, that demo. I'm looking forward to playing all of those as well and reading the new book. There's a lot in that week. I'm going to just be MIA that whole week. I've already told my friends and family, like, I'm not going to be here for the whole week. No.
That's probably going to be the same for me. Not for the internet, but like, IRL stuff. Even though technically speaking, I do have a few IRL things to celebrate about. Such as, like, someone arriving and living here with us and also playing a dinner party. So it really is a stressful time this week for me. I'm playing all these streams, getting ready for all this FNAF stuff. At the same time, I also have a lot of IRL stuff to do. So I too am also going to be MIA, I guess.
It can be tricky trying to balance in real life.
I'm going to be in this room just doing everything I can that
online
week.
stuff.
And we really do appreciate it. So I think that's it. Which is really weird. That hour went so quick. Thank you guys for watching. Again, I appreciate you guys. Thank you. Without you guys watching the channel, I wouldn't be doing this in the first place, interviewing Scott. So it really does mean a lot to me. Thank you so much. And I hope you all have a fantastic 10-year anniversary week, and you're all enjoying yourselves playing the demos and reading the books and stuff, and are excited for Into the Pit and Steel Wars announcement as well. That's so exciting. Thank you, Scott. I appreciate it. So yeah, we'll both leave now.
All right, sounds
Do
good.
it,
Thanks
do
for
it.
having me, Dawko. Talk to you later.
Thank you, Scott. Bye, guys.
I was kind of hoping that he would say, like, I'll see you on the flip side. Oh, it's okay. But hey, there's an interview with Scott, guys. And
Wow.
I gotta say, that was amazing. Like, you know,
Where do we start with this?
I really don't know. Well, first of all, you guys can probably see the annotation. We got 5 Nights at Freddy's to be rare, and yeah, I'm not gonna watch it, obviously, because we're not here for that. And then there's Dead by Daylight already put in, already planned for Five Nights at Freddy's being put in Dead by Daylight's already planned, but yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I gotta say, that's definitely an interesting thing about Scott. FNaF World 2 could still have... Yeah, I know. I really do hope. I mean, I don't want to get my hopes up for it yet because, like, you know, he only...
Yeah, because there's nothing confirmed.
You know, Scott could just be thinking out loud if he were to do it, but it still would be cool.
Yeah, he did say if he had, like, no other plans, but he was willing to do it, and he's, like, had some extra time, then he would.
It seems like even if Scott did retire from FNAF, it still seems like he just can't get away from the connection of the franchise he made.
He's still here. Kind of, in a way.
I know Scott hates FNAF World, or probably not. I wouldn't say he necessarily hates it. He just thinks that the game should have been improved a lot more. That's all. I don't think he necessarily hates it. Because I mean, for me, FNAF World is still a very big success to me. Again, my only critic was mainly how you receive the characters in Update 2. Everything else was good. I have nothing else against everything else that was literally done in FNAF World. So, yeah. And what else is there? The FNAF movie he was talking about. All that set up, and we finally get the movie in 2023, right? Oh, boy. And it's still, like, you know, you really gotta cut some slack from Scott, because he really does try to show how he does care about his family, also how he cares about us and his fan base, okay? But focusing on all of them at once is a huge stress, a huge toll on him, so he kind of needs to focus one on the other. So, and I know how that's like, trust me. I've seen it, I've experienced it. It's really not easy. So, yeah. I don't know, do you guys have anything else to say about it before I also end the stream here? John, do you have anything to say?
I'm excited to see what the future holds for the series. I'm definitely very curious, and I'm excited to see how
far the
like,
franchise is
stuff
still
like
going
Into the
big,
Pit will go.
and that's good.
Yeah. Again, it's like it was said. It was like I wasn't expecting the series to go for this long, but I'm amazed it has, and honestly, I'm thankful it has, because like the series is like wow.
The series
Again,
could
here
have
we
been
are.
a lot more different.
10 years later, it's still going.
Changed my POV of the game, which doesn't put pretty high on my tier list. I still think Security Break did really good. Like, I still think Steel did a really good job. And then Scott, if he were to do it, it would probably be done differently. I'm not entirely sure what else would have been different besides the burn trap just only being there as an Easter egg, and not actually like someone you deal with. But I still think Steel did like, you know, a damn good job with Security Breach, at least in my opinion. I mean, at first launch it wasn't well. The experience was ruined because of so many bugs and glitches, obviously. But yeah. Like, you know, the character development
overall,
on the
like Security Breach though is a fun
and all
game.
that stuff. And like, you know, and you know how some people may already know how I'm pretty biased with endings, but in the case of what Steelwood made, they made multiple endings, and like, you know, and that's what I'm fine with. Like, I'm okay with bad endings as long as there's still at least a good one. Which luckily the Security Breach canon ending was the good one, the 3-star one. But then again, it kind of did hit me how at least a supposedly canon ending at the Ruin, which is believed to be when basically the whole elevator crashed down on Cassie and all that stuff. Like, you know, it's not really her fault, yet she's still suffering for, I guess, falling for an action. That's just
Yeah.
Oh well.
Who knows if we'll ever get to see like a continuation of where that.
I'm sure there is a continuation there. I mean, after all, we already heard from Scott himself. The Mimic is still not done. He's still gonna come back eventually.
He'll be back.
Yeah.
Insert Terminator music.
And yeah. As well, and as for the books, I definitely haven't read any of them and stuff like that. So, yeah, again, apologies if I'm not familiar with any, people are gonna yell at me like, how do you not know this? What kind of FNAF fan are you that doesn't read their books? I don't like books, okay? I hate books.
I'm not a big reader either, don't worry.
I'm not. I really am not, okay? Even though I try to, I really just can't. Scott mentioned him and Steel will have another game plan that isn't going to be announced for a while. I wonder what it is. Well, who knows? I mean, it said it's another game. They didn't say if it's a DLC, so I think the game is quite specific. The question is, what is that game? We'll know in due time.
And how will it go?
I love Part 2 of Ruin. Well, it's either... Well, Part 2 of Ruin doesn't have to be particularly Part 2 of Ruin. It could still be like it could be another game that continues after Security Breach and Ruin and stuff like that. So, yeah. Basically, my point is, like, it doesn't have to be... If there is a next part to Ruin, it doesn't have to be called Ruin Part 2. It just could be a different game, and then that's just a sequel to Ruin.
Yeah.
But yeah, who knows? Yeah, let's see what happened to Cassie and Gregory. It is hard to say, yeah. Okay, hold on. Which animatronic security breach was the most annoying for you, both besides... Or for us both? Besides the staff bots? I don't really know. Besides the staff bots, I really don't know if there was anyone else that was annoying.
I can't really say either.
Yeah, no, there's kind of no one. Is there anyone? Because, like, obviously not Glamrock Freddy. I wouldn't say Glamrock Chica, neither Roxy nor Monty. They were definitely not annoying to me.
It was definitely the staff bots, though.
Yeah.
Really? Anytime you run around the corner, there's just like a jump scare.
Not
just
even
like,
Roxy. I wouldn't say Roxy was that annoying to me. Yes, I can see how she can be annoying, but her just being all like, I'm the best! You suck, you loser! No. I could see that being annoying, but for some reason it didn't really annoy me that much.
Yeah, me neither.
The daycare attendant definitely not. No. I mean, you don't really run into the daycare attendant that much.
Yeah, I kind of run into him like at one point throughout the base game, and then that's it.
Maybe that's the one thing that is a bit annoying about the daycare attendant is like how he keeps appearing every hour, and yeah.
Oh yeah, that.
I really don't know who's really considered annoying. I'm being honest.
Me neither.
So yeah, I can't really answer that question.
Or you can.
But if I were to choose someone who was like somewhat of annoying, at least the most, to the part where I started to think they were annoying even though it wasn't there yet, then I guess yes, it would be Roxy. But yeah. Anything else to say? I don't know what else to say. They didn't like Roxy at first because of her narcissism. Yeah, I can definitely see that. Ever since Ruin, my respect for her went up a tiny bit. I just had all these respect for these animatronics, okay? Just the character development on these animatronics is what hit me the most, and I definitely don't want the worst out of them all. If you're just gonna... That's why I personally suggest if people are gonna make stories, don't try to get rid of a character in ways like they're dead or something like that after building such a big character development of it, because that will just get hit by a sledgehammer in a way. Personally, I just don't like stories that are like that, but... And I wanted to came Roxy was ruined again. I mean, all the animatronics were ruined. What else do you expect? Map bots just jump at you before giving you maps.
Take a map. Please take a map.
Take a map. Oh, man.
Take a map, dang it.
Alright, well, I don't know what else is there to say, so I'm going to probably go ahead and, Actually, since I don't have anything else to say, I'll let you guys talk a few more, have a little chat, and then we'll probably end the stream there. But yeah, as for tomorrow, I most likely may do something. Probably FNAF Co-op and Roblox, because recently they did an update where they revamped FNAF 4. So yeah, I don't know if you're down for that, John, tomorrow, but we'll see.
I may be a bit occupied with some other plans, but we'll see.
We'll see. Yeah, anything else you guys want to talk about? Anything else you got questions for us? You guys want to say something? The mask bot. Oh,
Oh yeah. Can't forget the good old mask bot.
I'm excited about FNAF X Dead by Daylight. Who knows? Maybe if when it comes to that, I might stream it. Because I think the last time I played Dead by Daylight was like... Actually, how long ago was it? Probably not... Oh, well, I'm not silent. Whatever. I'll check it next time. But, how should I say this? Yeah, if it does come to that, then maybe I'll consider it, okay? I just don't know. Like, I haven't been, Dead by Daylight was fun until it lasted, for me. Basically, my point is... Hey. I didn't end the stream game, or Streamlabs. Stop trying to...
Buffering?
Yeah, I was buffering for a bit. Sorry about that.
Ugh.
Give me a second. Hold on. Sorry about that, guys. Hey, they didn't want anyone to come in here. Apparently, she still did. Okay, hold on. There we go. Is everything still good? Is everything area can still see me? No, the stream is ending soon. Okay, I'm just here to ask, like, what do you guys want to talk about for now? At least, as long as it's like, I guess somewhat related to what we are doing, what we did here. On a different note, how was your 22nd birthday stream? Were there any scripts you particularly enjoyed? I really don't know. It was hard to pick one. I didn't really rewatch the stream after we ended it, so I can't really say for sure. So, yeah. The month is exciting for multiple things, especially for the Doors Floor 2. Oh, yeah, that's right. The Doors Floor 2, The Mines, had a full trailer. Which they're bound to be here, or about to release next month.
So right around that corner.
I heard about the collab with... Yeah, a lot of people have been talking about the Dead by Daylight FNAF collab. Yes, I'm well aware of it. A lot of these events are coming in 2025, so we're about to eat good next year again. Again, that really depends, okay, because I am getting close to the job, and then once I get to that, my problem is will I be able to make it in time? That's the problem. Because, like, once I get accepted to the job, I don't know if I'll be able to do streams in the weekdays anymore, only the weekend. But then again, that depends. That's my main worry about all these stuff happening now, because, like, eventually I'm going to have to be busy with more business stuff, because, like, that is part of growing up as an adult, and I'm literally 22, so technically I should already have been there. But yeah. Have you two seen the behind-the-scenes photos of FNAF 2 movie set yet? Well, thank Nico for sending that to us. We've been seeing, like, a few models already being worked on for, like, a few of the toys. You excited for what Dawko has in store in the future? Well, It's mainly just what we have for future FNAF. How long have you streamed for, anyways? An hour and 49 minutes. Wow.
We are going on almost 2 hours.
Close to 2 hours. Maybe I'll end in the 2 hour mark. So you have about 10 minutes to say what you guys want to say.
Oh man.
Should we end the stream now? No, kind of decided now what I'll do with the stream, but yeah. Yeah, nothing. Well, John, what about you? Do you still have anything else to say?
I have absolutely nothing off the top of my head anyway.
I guess one thing that still wonders, like, will we see Mike and Abby again back in the second movie?
Great question, actually. Because if it's going to be taking place at a different...
You see, that also reminds me, they were going to have Mark as a cameo for the first movie, but they couldn't make it happen. But what if they could for the second movie? That would be awesome.
Maybe. That would be funny.
Give me a second. Okay, Kuma, no offense, but you talked about Swingbot way too much, okay? I don't want it to be I don't want it to be overused to the part where it's already getting old. So can we please chill out with the sweeping bot stuff? Wonder why they could appear in the second movie since FNAF 2 is supposed to be a prequel of FNAF. Well, remember, the FNAF movie is a whole different story, okay? It's not connected with the canon FNAF. So for me, I was something sad a while ago during the start of the stream, Brandon. I forgot one of our rules. That's okay, Crystal. But, let's try... It's best not to bring so much depressing talks, okay? Because we were trying to basically enjoy here. But don't worry, it's okay. You guys think the Final Legend of Freddy's coming out tomorrow? If you don't know, it's a racing car game. Well, we did talk about it. I will definitely stream it. How was the stream with Logan for his 21st birthday? Which part was your favorite? It was... What exactly did we do again? I know we did play a few games, right?
Yeah, we played Rocket League, we played Faz, we did Roblox Survive the Disasters,
Yeah,
I think
did.
it was.
Oh yeah, okay. Don't really know what really our favorite part was, okay? We're just there to have fun, that was it. Michael said he was supposed to be in a video with Dawko, but he forgot. Yeah, I did hear about that. Apparently, Markiplier was supposed to do a video with Dawko, which got me curious what exactly was that. You know what I was thinking? I feel like if Dawko were to do an interview with Scott, he would have had special guests like Mark, or MatPat, or anyone. I don't know, that's just thinking out loud. You'll start filming on October. Oh, that's good to know. Yeah, I am sorry to hear that, Crystal, but I hope for the best for you. But yeah. I like it when we play Survive Disaster on Roblox. It's only a Roblox game that I don't get too competitive with and get destroyed on by Logan. I'm almost like... I keep forgetting that I still need to do the Community Day stream, the 10K sub stream. Special stream?
The 10K or 11?
The 10K sub special, because that was technically supposed to be my next subscriber special, and I'm already at 11K, and I keep delaying it so much. So I heavily apologize, guys. It's just hard to find time to do that. I don't know when exactly should I do it, because I don't plan to do it all in one stream. I plan to do it in separate parts. At the same time, I kind of wanted to be in a row, not just separately in like every week or something like that. I don't know. Will you play the Haunting Surveillance again? I love that one. Probably. I'll think about it. Speaking of Tower Night, will you ever do another stream in it? For the time being, probably not. But who knows if we'll get back to Tower Night again someday.
We probably will. I think just for the moment, we've just kind of
will.
lost interest in the game for the minute, or for the moment.
Yeah, sometimes when we get interested in a
At least
game,
we
it can be
just haven't
short-lived.
been playing it. I guess we just kind of have that habit of moving around between like old games or games we haven't played for a while, and then eventually we'll just kind of play for a while,
Like a nostalgia month or something like that.
Back to it. Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, either that or we just wait for like a Tower Unite update. I'm mainly curious how their VR will work, because they are eventually adding VR support.
I forgot that you mentioned that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All I can say is find a perfect date to stream it on and put it on your calendar so you don't forget. That's the problem, Jacob, because even if I do set dates of when I plan to do it, there's always something. There's always something, either online or IRL, that's getting in my way of doing all these streams, okay? So, like, it's because me and my family are trying to put me out there in the real world. And like it's a big change that's already happening to me. That that's getting to the part where I'm not really active here anymore. I'll still be active here, okay? I'm not going anywhere without internet, but yeah. I like the Family Feud. That was funny. Which just reminded me, I do want to eventually get back to tabletop, and maybe we'll do like some things that we used to do there before.
Like good old Skippo or Sorry.
Skippo, Sorry. There's also a Family Feud tabletop game, and that actually works just like the game. You have a host, you have the fast money rounds, you have all these answers there, all the contestants.
I really hope you remember how it works, because I sure as hell don't.
I know it was complicated, so I'll have to get Riot's help on that again.
Yeah, I remember he was figuring out last time he tried it, but that was a while ago.
Yep. I especially just want to show it off how what the tabletop looks like what the Family Feud looks like in tabletop. John.
I had to finish off my AST, man. I've got there's a little bit left in the bottom.
What part do you guys enjoy or looking forward to with the FNaF Anniversary Week? I really don't know. There's like a lot to mention. I think I'm definitely excited for 5 Laps at Freddy's, okay? For someone who grew up playing Mario Kart so much.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, I know it's just a demo, but still, sometimes this demo could still be one big thing.
Yeah.
You're going to play Nico's next bot to find your horse? I don't know if I will include Nico's next bot. I mean, most likely, because, it's one of those games, it's one of those Roblox games that can hold, more than 15 people. Because, when it gets to the Community Day stream, or it's for the 10K
you kind of have to play around games with a bit of a higher player limit.
Yeah, that's why it's hard. That's why it's hard to find those Roblox games, because, for example, Doors can only technically. I mean, yes, you can play with 12 players, but it's an unstable version. At that rate, you can only play with 4, and FNaF Co-op that can only play with 5 people. That's not even enough. I'm mainly trying to look for games that we played before that could fit. That could fit at least.
And even on Discord, so I think your internet was getting a little slow there, but I think you're fine now. You might have to re-explain that whole part again.
Oh my god.
Darn you, connection.
Okay, there we go. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know how much it so I'm going to have to say all that again. Okay, but yeah, as I was saying about my Roblox community days, John, The reason why I'm most likely going to include Nico's next spot is because, like, you know, you guys know that we do play that sometime. I think we play a little too much, especially in Logan's stream. But, like, the reason why I still have to include it is because, like, I'm mainly looking for Roblox games that can fit at least more than 15 people, because I don't want to just have me and my friends play it. I'm also trying to give you guys a chance for you to participate in playing with us as well during the Roblox games. And that's pretty hard, because there's not really that many Roblox games out there that can have, like, a good player limit for like, you know, us, or like me and my friends and you guys. So yeah, as far as I know,
the player limit on Epic Minigames again? Do you remember that?
I don't know, but I think Epic Minigames
that might be a
definitely
good
work.
one if it has a high player limit.
Yeah, Epic Minigames could be one. Definitely Survive the Disasters.
Might be 12.
Nico's Next Bot, definitely another one. What else is another one?
We might have to explore the Roblox page at some point.
Yeah, I mean, I want to include something FNAF related, but I don't see any of them.
Unfortunately, there's not a whole lot of FNAF games that you can get like a whole lot of people for. It's like probably the most is like the FNAF multiplayer one, where it's like 4, 5, something like that. So not a whole lot.
Mm-hmm. The Underwater Door games, technically speaking, that even more than 50 people is technically an unstable version of that one. That's why I won't include it. And plus, I don't even have enough Robux to buy for the 50-player pass.
Oh yeah, the game pass for it.
Yeah, there's a game pass you need to in order to get to that 50-player lobby. This one is music related. Which FNAF main menu theme is your favorite? Mine is either 1 or 2. I don't really know.
It's so long since I played 2.
Maybe possibly another game that I couldn't.
That.
Possibly another game that I could include is probably Blade Ball, because I think that one can fit about 15 to 20 people.
Oh my god, Blade Ball!
So that could be another one I'll include.
Wait, what was the game? What was the game limit? Player limit on that that one Roblox Uno game?
Local official. The player limit is 10.
Okay, so not that great. Okay, never mind.
I mean, I'll still think about it in the case that I do need to include it.
In case we're limited.
Yeah. Okay, what else
is
there?
Man, I've missed Blade Ball. Oh my god, that was a throwback.
But yeah, what else is there? I'm trying to remember. I'm mainly trying to aim for Roblox games that we are familiar with, not new ones out there. I don't know.
Or, I mean, if the community day is going to be like a future plan, then maybe we might have some time to get used to some of these other games we haven't really tried yet. But up to you, because I don't know if this is going to be something that's going to be like anytime soon.
Mm-hmm. What about Epic Minigames? Yes, Epic Minigames is definitely one of them.
Yeah, I suggested that. I'd have to check
what I plan to do for the Roblox.
I'd have to check the player limit.
Yeah.
Actually.
Well, what I plan to do for a Roblox Community Day stream is have like a 3-part streams. First one having 2 games, the second one also having another 2 games, and the third one having another 2 games, basically. So I'm kind of looking for 6 games. Right now we have Blade Ball, Epic Mini Games, Survive Disaster 2, I guess Nico's Next Bot, and that's pretty much 4 of them. We still need at least 2 more. Do you have a favorite FNAF game? My top there is FNAF 4, Help 1 and 2, and Security Breach. I don't know. I'm being honest, I really don't. It's hard to say what my favorite FNAF game is anymore.
Because the game list keeps going on and it just makes it difficult.
I know.
What's Blade Ball? Blade Ball is a game where it's kind of like you kind of have to like hit the ball around. Like the ball will kind of be like heat seeking towards the players, and you have like a blade. You have to like hit the ball away, but it's kind of like perfectly timed.
In a way,
so you have to like perfectly time to hit the ball away.
Yeah, I guess in a way it's kind of like dodgeball, except it's not dodging. You just gotta time the.
Yeah, and it's free for all. Actually, no, it has a team mode.
It does have a team mode, but we use I like free for all. I don't know.
Yeah, but it's kind of like
this is just me,
dodgeball
but, like,
with timing and sword.
This is just me, but like I used to be okay with team games, but nowadays I'm not really anymore. I just like when people do their free for all stuff. At the moment that's just 4, but we'll figure it out down the line. But I think I'll go ahead and end the stream now here because we already passed 4 minutes after 2 hours here. So, but yeah, that elevator game. What? I don't know what elevator game.
I think there was an elevator game that you played a while back. But I don't remember what it was called. But it sounds familiar.
We'll take a look at it someday. But anyway, we'll go ahead and end it here, guys. Thank y'all for watching. I'm definitely liking how Scott's going with all this stuff, along with the franchise of FNaF, and definitely FNaF. The fact that still has a more bigger plan still gets you up to there, being in the franchise. So yeah, and let's probably please cut all game developers or anyone who's making some FNaF projects some slack. Okay, let's try not to be impatient. Okay, because in my opinion, if you don't have anything else to do, that's more of you. I mean, no offense when I say this, but if you don't have anything to do and to just wait for a damn game, that's more of a you problem than a developer problem. I don't mean to sound rude when I say that, okay, but it's the truth. You eventually have to find something else you can do while waiting for a game. Not just wait for one game and then that's all you're going to do. That's what everyone needs to know and understand. But yeah, anyways, with that being said, guys, thank you all for watching. And yeah. Peace out, guys. And thank you, John, for joining me in this one. When I do my next reaction video, hopefully it's with someone else. I'm always open to anyone. I'm always open to any friends who are willing to do a reaction video with me. Okay, just either requires a face cam, a PNG tuber, or a VTuber. All 3 of those work.
I mean, to be fair, it's like you said at the beginning. Like a lot of the people that we know have already seen the stream, so it wouldn't have been.
Yeah, that's why I couldn't. That's why I couldn't invite the others. So it was just us 2. Time to put John in retirement.
Not again.
Alright, you're fired from my channel, John. See you.
Yeah,
anyways. Thank you guys for watching. Peace out. See ya.
Peace.